Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I've learned as I've grown into the person that I am today. Cannot believe that we are almost at the end of the year. It's crazy, isn't it? And I've had so much fun on this channel in the last year. I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot. This channel has really allowed me to read the meditations out loud and tell some stories and, you know, all of that, and allowed me to, like my vlog, reflect on my life and continue to learn from it. So thank you for allowing me to do that. And thank you for every single one of you out there that has watched this channel consistently and have sent me messages and emails and stopped me on the street and said, keep on doing this channel forever. I really, really love it. Thank you so much. It really has encouraged me in the last year. And I want to give a special shout out to somebody, and they watch all of my channels, but they recently made a video saying a thank you to me, and this was the channel that they specifically talked about. So I want to give a special shout out to Allie. Allie watches all of my videos, and he is in the UK, and I just want to thank you, Allie, for being a huge, huge supporter of all of my channels, but specifically this one, and to say that it has really helped you at certain points of your life. It means a lot to me. Nothing that I share on this channel is, you know, this really great original idea or that I'm so wise, which I'm not, right? Everything on this channel is just, you know, a culmination of things that I have learned through the years, things that people have told me, or stories they have shared with me, and things that I have learned from those experiences, or when I'm going through something and somebody says, hey, maybe you need to take a look at it this way, you know? And I do want to say this, that like, and I've talked about this in, you know, previous videos, and I thought about doing a video, and I might, you know, when I'm on vacation, because I'm not going to have the meditation books, if I want to make videos for this channel, I'm going to have to kind of come up with stuff. So I thought about one of the videos I could do are like the slogans that have helped me the most in life. And I will say that one of them that has helped me the most is, and I think this is very pertinent to a lot of what is going on YouTube right now, all over the place, is would you rather be happy or would you rather be right? And it's something that every single one of my sponsors, my husband is upstairs and he's like doing stuff in the bedroom. I'm sure he's shouting out right now, I'd rather be right. No, I'm joking. But anyway, you know, but I think it's a really good question. And every one of my sponsors has asked me that at certain times. You know, when I'm going through something and I'm like, yeah, but you don't understand. And if somebody knew this and if somebody knew that, and if you understood this and whatever, and I know that I'm right in this situation, and my sponsors would say to me, that might be the case, okay? Or maybe you're not, you don't know. But would you rather be happy, or is this constant battle to always be right in some situation worth your mental health and your well-being, your peace and, you know, serenity that you have in your life? And I know today that my happiness is much more important to me than being right. Sometimes it's okay for other people to be right. Sometimes they need to be right. Let them be right and I can be happy, you know? And I know that often when I say that on here, people misunderstand what I'm saying. It doesn't mean that you're incorrect. You know, like if you're fighting this argument with somebody, it doesn't mean that you're wrong and they're right. What it means is you let go of the battle. Does that make sense? And, you know, I'm somebody that in my life, I really struggle, and I got this from my mom. I know I did. My dad has let me know that I got this from my mom. Anybody that knew my mom knew that knows I got this from my mom. But I struggle with picking my battles. Like, I'm not great at that, right? But in the last year, it's been something that I've really, really worked on, that there are just some battles that I just don't want to get involved in. You know, either it doesn't have anything to do with me, or I know 5 or 10 years from now, looking back on it, it's not going to have an impact on me. So why am I engaging in it at the moment? You know, it's just stressing me out. And I would suggest that to anybody going forward, you know, like in 2020, asking yourself in any given situation, would I rather be happy? Would I rather be right? Is this something that down the road is going to have some vast effect on me? And is it worth what I'm going through right now or not? So that's been one of the greatest lessons I've learned this year, you know? Now I want to say the next 2 days, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, if you celebrate those, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas Eve, Merry Christmas Day, and Merry Christmas Eve today. I celebrate all of it because I love it. But I'm going to do my best to make videos for the next 2 days, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that on all 4 or 5 channels. I know, well, my BookTube channel, I'm just going to kind of like take off the next 2 days. But I don't know that I'm going to be able to post 4 videos on 4 different channels in the next 2 days. So if you come over here and there's not a video, there will be on the 26th. I'll be back to resuming regular videos on the 26th. Okay. The other thing I wanted to say is I ordered some things, and I ordered one for each of us, Alex and myself, because I was going to give it to him as a Christmas present, but I just gave it to him now because I was like, oh, I'm just going to give it to you now because I'm going to talk about it in my video anyway. I had a friend of mine who, we talk a lot about gratitude. It's a friend of mine in recovery, and we, of course we talk about gratitude all the time, and he kept on mentioning this book to me, right? This is the same guy that told me to watch the show The Good Place with Kristen Bell, and I'm literally obsessed with that show right now. It's on Netflix. But anyway, we talk a lot about gratitude and keeping gratitude lists, and that's something that I've wanted to do going forward, is that I did it for a year and I want to get back to doing it, because when I was doing gratitude lists every single day, I mean, it just, the insurmountable impact that it had on my life, was just incredible. It was profound. I really felt deep gratitude on a daily basis. Now, I would say doing that action for a year every single day and reading them out loud has made it kind of a conscious thing in my head, and every morning I still do that, but I've gotten away from doing a list. So, he suggested to me this very, very simple book. It is $5.99 on Amazon. If I remember, I will go into my Amazon list or page or whatever below and add it. But it is the 5-minute gratitude journal, okay? And there's a hardback one too, but he told me, he's like, don't waste the money, just get the paperback one. So this is what it looks like when you open it. I don't know if you can see me. Maybe I need to turn the ring light down a little bit. When you open it, and it just has these different prompts in here, and then it has, at the beginning it says, need some help getting started? We have provided an example on the last page to help you get started. And so on the last page, it kind of has this thing that people have written in. And then you open it, and it says, keep busy and aim to make someone else happy, and you might find you get some happiness as a side effect, to mention. And then when you go in here, this is not sponsored, I just found this and I think it's fantastic. And you're gonna have to probably get more than one. I think it's maybe 2 months worth of it, but it has the date right here. And then it says at the top, each day it has a different meditation or a quote. And at the top of this one it says, people with good intentions make promises, but people with good character keep them. I like that, that's good. And then it says in here, so these are the morning ones at the top, and then these are the evening ones. And literally 5 minutes is all it takes, right? To start your day with gratitude. And then it says, today I'm thankful for ... What would make today amazing ... Affirmations, I am, and then it's just 3 things. So you only have to do 3 things for each. And then in the evening, it asks yourself, amazing things that happened today ... How could I have made today better for myself and or somebody else? And what am I looking forward to tomorrow? And it asks the same thing every single day. So they're really cool little prompts in there, right? So I liked that book. That was $5.99. And the next book that I got, I think, was $9.99, which is stupid because it's basically just a blank journal. But I wanted to get something that I could keep my goals. Now, I was talking to my best friend, Tanya, about this, and she's like, these are some resolutions. I don't usually make resolutions, but I'm going to. And I said, I don't love the idea of resolutions, but I like goals. And we were talking about it, and the reason I don't like resolutions, it doesn't really matter, right? But the reason I don't like that word is because, New Year's resolutions, I'm gonna go on a diet, or I'm gonna work out, or whatever, it's so easily forgotten within, by January 3rd, and then you're like, oh, well, I already, ruined my New Year's resolution. But New Year's goals, right, that you're gonna aim to achieve throughout the entire year, even if on January 3rd you haven't made it to the gym, it's not like you failed. It's like you have till February 3rd, you have till December, you know what I mean? They're ongoing goals. So I got this book that says 2020 is my year. And it's literally, when you open it, this book and this year belongs to me, and then you put your name here, and it's literally just blank pages. And so you can go in here and you can write down. I mean, it was really smart, wasn't it? Because they just came up with this, and then it's $9.99. But I like it because it's kind of got a little gimmick to it. So anyway, and then I also, and when I get it, I will show it on here because it's really cool. And I found another journal on Instagram today. Probably because of the stuff that I look at, it comes up. But it's where you, it has monthly goals, or yearly goals, and then you put the goal in there, and it's the example was eat less sugar. Probably one of you out there has seen this on Instagram. And it's eat less sugar, and then there's stickers. And so every day of that month you go through and you put a sticker on that you've achieved your goal. And I like that, so I'm gonna get that too. Because I love all these little workbooks and journals. I mean, it's like this school of life. You're still in the school of life, right? And then going into, I have all these meditations I wanted to read, and I'm going to have a hard time getting to them. So anyway, and then the other thing is I bought us a couples journal, gratitude journal. And it's it has different prompts every single day. And it asks you things what are 3 things that the other person did today that you're really thankful for, or whatever, meaningful things, or what are 3 things you love about the other person. And so it's this couples journal you do together at the end of the day. And I just thought, you know, like Alex and I used to do like this gratitude journal every day. And I have friends of mine that still do that. And it was really helpful that time. So maybe we'll get back to doing that. I don't know. But I bought this new journal, and I thought that would be a way for us to just kind of, you know, at the end of the day, kind of connect and talk about things. So those are all at 9 minutes and 50 seconds, some kind of tools for 2020. And yeah, some things. Okay, I want to get in here, and I have 4 meditations. Let me pick one, and maybe I'll just read one today. Let's see. This is from the Meditation for Living in Balance. Let's see what it says. December 23rd. Seems crazy, it's almost Christmas. Silence. Okay, let's read this one. December 23rd, silence. A heavy snowfall disappears into the sea. What silence? What silence? With a question mark. Folk Zen saying, a heavy snowfall is something. It has existence. Yet as snow falls into the sea, it becomes nothing and participates in the silence. The secret of balance is knowing both our somethingness and our nothingness. Each snowflake is unique and individual unto itself, a very special creation. Together, all these tiny, special creations become a heavy snowfall capable of great beauty and of great destruction. Yet as snowflakes are absorbed into the vastness of the sea, the individuality that was their uniqueness becomes an important part of a greater whole, resulting in a magnificent silence. So it is with us. As we know and value our uniqueness, we also have the possibility of melding into and becoming part of the all that is. Through our uniqueness, we become part of the whole. Today, seize the opportunity to practice the consciousness of a snowflake. I really, really like that. Okay, I'm going to remember that analogy in the future. I think there are situations in life, you know, that there's this saying that like silence speaks volumes, which I do believe in certain situations. But I also think that the choice to be silent in certain situations, it speaks volumes as well, you know, that like maybe it's better in some situations to just be silent. Maybe it's better to not engage in certain situations. And, you know, you don't always have to be, like, I think we live in this society today where everybody feels like your opinion needs to be heard. And, you know, interestingly enough, having a drama channel, you probably think, well, Peter, don't you think that? I do, but I like to open up the discussion over there and have, you know, a conversation in the comment sections of my videos. But when I go to like Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and I see that everybody has an opinion about politics, or everybody has an opinion about some pop culture situation that has just happened or whatever, you know, it's like, not every situation do I need to voice my public opinion, you know? There are a lot of situations that I can just choose to stay silent. There are a lot of situations that maybe my voice doesn't need to be heard. Maybe my voice doesn't need to be added to this. Maybe I just can mold into the whole, you know what I mean? Now, I do remember this from back in the day, and this is kind of an analogy I'm going to give. I worked with this woman that was very, very wise, and she had actually worked in a treatment facility that I worked in, but she worked there like a year before I did, and so she trained me. And we were kind of like, you know, we were colleagues, and we worked side by side for, you know, many years, 13 years. And I remember this one time, like, I was getting asked to do a lot of stuff, like a lot of speaking situations and things like that. And being that I was somebody that was, you know, like in recovery and whatever, I would get asked to go speak a lot. And there were some parents that I went and spoke with a lot too. And so there was like 1 month where I got asked to do like a lot of it. And I enjoyed it, but at the same time, like it was kind of overwhelming. I have a lot of social anxiety, and so I would kind of have to work myself up to go do those things, right? And I remember having this conversation with her. And I said, I'm just not going to do any of it anymore. I like, do you ever just have those days? I was like, I'm not doing any of it anymore. Like, I've had it. I'm not doing any of it anymore, right? And she went through this whole thing where she was like, you know, if every time you speak, you affect just one person, which this was just like a really paramount moment for me. But she was like, if each time you plant a seed, if each time you share your story, just affect one person out there, then you're doing like great good for the world, right? But that's not the part that affected me. What she said was, she said, but save your nose. And I said, what do you mean by that? And she said, well, I saved my nose. N-O. And I said, okay. And she said, like, I don't say no to everything. And in fact, she said, I say yes to most things. Then when I say no, our supervisor knows that's what I mean it, that I'm not doing this one thing because like I just don't, I need my time or whatever, you know? And I remember that, you know, like if you constantly are just this, then when you're something like different, people don't really hear it, you know what I mean? But if you sometimes save your opinion until the moment for you that it really matters, and I think for all of us, okay, in whatever issue we're talking about, if I said to you, what are 3 hot topic issues for you that you really feel very strongly about? maybe save your voice for those 3 topics. You know, when I was younger and I was like in my 20s, like out of high school and that, I went to like every Earth Day festival. I went to every, you know, political rally. I did everything. I went to ACT UP things, you know, which was for like AIDS and stuff like that. I went to everything, okay, you know, LGBT events, Pride Days. I mean, I went to every march that there was out there, right? And one day I realized, you know, that as great as it was that I was involved in all of this, would I be impacting more change if I focused my attention on one thing? And since I've been sober, right? You know, the 2 things that I've really focused my attention on has been like anti-bullying issues and recovery. Those have been the 2 issues that I have focused my most attention on. And I think because I have done that, like I've maybe impacted a little bit more change in the world, if any, whatsoever, I don't know, than if I had spread myself thin, you know? I mean, if every time you came to my video, one day I was talking about this, and one day I was talking about that, and one day I was talking about this, and it was like 50 different topics, many of you probably would be like, seriously, Peter, get down from the cross. Somebody needs the wood, you know? It'd be like, enough is enough. I think our voices are heard more when we don't always share them. And you know, this doesn't really go along with this, but I do remember that my mom said this, and this has really had an impact on me in the last year. I know that like YouTube does not like cussing, right? And so I really made an intention in the last year to not cuss as much on my channels. And I remember that my mom used to say to me, when you cuss, and you cuss a lot, people stop hearing what you're saying and they hear how you're saying it. So they're not hearing your sentiment, they're only hearing your delivery. And that also goes along with like delivering aggressively, or delivering, you know, where you're dismissive or condescending or patronizing to people. And those are things that I have all done in the past. And I've really worked on to not be that today. Because if I'm having a conversation or I'm interacting with somebody, I really want my point to be heard. I don't want it to be dismissed because of my delivery. So I think all of that is really important. That was a great meditation. All right, you guys, this has gone really long for today, so I'm gonna get off here, and even though I have like 4 more books, I'm gonna try to do videos for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but if I don't get to them, then have a fantastic holiday. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.